This is Pete FEENSTRA on Sunday the 13th of May 2012. I mentioned the date because unbelievably I'm talking to Graham Smith on my left and Chris Adams on my right from the wonderful string-driven thing. I haven't seen them in years and years and years, but you're going to have to suspend your disbelief as we interview them for GetReadyToRock.com. Chaps, it's great to have you here.
Lovely to be here.
We're live at the Boom Boom Club and we're here to celebrate a brand new album recorded many, many years ago. I'm looking at the title, I've forgotten what it is, Live on the Foxtrot Tour.
It is, yes.
It goes back to exactly 40 years.
About, yeah, 40 years indeed, yeah, back in the 20th century. So we made our own amusement then.
Supporting, yeah, as did we all. Supporting Genesis.
Supporting Genesis, yeah.
And of course the story behind that, Graham, I suppose you're both on the same Charisma label.
Yeah.
And therefore you ended up on tour together.
Yes, we supported them quite a lot in our early days. In the days when Peter Gabriel was the lead singer.
The early kind of...
Sorry?
The early era Genesis.
Yeah, it was before they kind of broke out into enormity.
Yeah.
I mean, they were popular and they were big, but they hadn't really totally broken out. But and we toured with them, and we went all over. I don't know whether we went to America with them.
Yeah.
For a one-off New York gig.
Did that work well?
It did, yeah, it worked very well. The venue was the Philharmonic Halls in New York.
Oh.
But the conductor, Pierre Boulez, was rehearsing the New York Philharmonic and kind of ran over by about an hour and a half, so we got about 5 minutes to go on stage and get a sound check. But apart from that, the show was excellent, yeah, we really enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, I think actually it was the Carnegie, wasn't it? Was it the Carnegie?
It was the Royal Philharmonic, because I think they were going to put us into Carnegie.
Oh, that's right. I've been telling everyone it was the Carnegie for the last but they think it's just amazing.
It's a long time ago, but it's 40 years ago, and this album I think came off the desk, did it?
It came off the desk, that's right, yes indeed. Our roadie, Arnie Toshner, who now lives in LA, he got his green card, he did better than the rest of us. Exactly, yeah, he was a superstar roadie, so he was on the desk that night, so he gets himself credit.
And the album's available on Ozzy Records, and it's pretty much the classic string-driven thing set, I guess.
It's the live set when we were a four-piece. I mean, it was wild, it was energetic, sometimes a little bit undisciplined, but it was. I guess the band was sure it was a one-off. There's nobody else that sounds. Probably because maybe nobody wanted to sound like that, but.
That was very progressive and adventurous and unique. But talking about one-offs, you did a gig last night and tonight. And after this, any plans for any more? Well, that fans out there can check out.
Grahame only plays with us on certain occasions, kind of like because he lives in Bristol. Once every 50 years. He does, yes, once every decade. Definitely. This is the decade between 10 and 20.
And Pauline's playing tonight, of course.
And Pauline's here. She doesn't often play with us either. But we're actually, funny enough, next week we're playing in Button-on-Trent, the 1976 club.
Oh, right. So, aptly named club.
Indeed.
You ought to call this that sometimes. So anyway, string-driven thing, how did you all come together originally, for people that don't know?
Well, we originally were a trio. It was myself, my wife Pauline, and a friend John Mannion. Right. And we started off basically as a kind of folk trio, doing three-part harmony.
Folk trio?
Yeah, I mean, we were doing, kind of transatlantic folk, doing the Birds, Mamas and Papas, we did Hank Williams, Jimmy Rogers.
Always strong on harmonies.
Indeed, yeah, done with harmonies. And we basically got heavier and heavier as the zeitgeist changed slowly but surely, and so John Mannion began to get a little bit left behind by the musical direction we were taking. He was a front man, he had a high tenor voice, good presence, told jokes. He was a kind of mini Conley and mini Billy, in case you think that's a person. And at the point where he was beginning to get sidelined, we met Grahame, and Grahame was playing with a unit called Chicana in Glasgow, in a place called the Maryland, pass over to Grahame.
Yeah, well, I was in the Scottish National, and I was moonlighting Scottish National Orchestra. But I was moonlighting with a band, very, very progressive, kind of Freudian type rock, progressive rock jazz band called Chicana. Well, it was doing really well. I mean, it wasn't kind of going anywhere in the sort of sense of getting signed up, but it was an interesting band. And then Chris got onto me one day and asked me to do some playing with them, so then I was playing with two bands. Well then, we were, it was Tony Stratton Smith and another man called Mike de Havilland, I think.
That's when they signed you up?
Yeah, they came along to Glasgow and signed us up 40 years ago on the 13th of...
So it literally is the 40 years to the day, chaps. That's unbelievable.
It is, yeah, 40 years to the day.
And you don't look a day older, it's brilliant.
Well, it's actually, I said that to Pauline every day, and she said, if I looked at this 40 years ago, I'd be
You've already
worried, you know.
No. So in terms of writing your own material then, I mean, had you written much before you got signed up, or was that a scrabble to do that one?
No, in actual fact, we had an album out with John Mannion, which was confusingly co-stringed.
Right.
It was on a label called the Concord, and it's not like the end of the Concord plane. No, so I basically kind of write songs like other people take fixes.
Yeah.
And I had a song, I'd met Grahame, I'd seen him playing, I said, do you want to come on and, you know, kind of just basically jam a little bit. And I had a song called Easy to Be Free, which is would you like to be, you know, sailing on it. And Grahame immediately did some seagulls. We had this impressionistic thing going right from the outset, which was lovely.
Which has always been part of your music.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And so I had a lot of songs, and when I was friendly with Dave Cousins, and he said, after the first whole record thing fell through with Concord, he said, come and meet my managers and maybe they might sign you up, get a deal. And I went to London with some reel-to-reel tapes.
Yeah.
One reel-to-reel tape, actually. And I met a buddy of mine, and I wasn't meeting Straub's manager till later in the evening, and I met this buddy of mine for lunch, and we had 2 or 3 pints, and I thought, I've got a few hours to kill here. So I went into a phone box, literally a phone box, and found a bunch of yellow pages, and I threw it, and I found Stratton Smith Enterprises, and I thought, yeah, that's Stratton, he was cool, isn't it? You know? I was a fan of Lindisfarne, not really a Genesis.
They were doing very, very well at the time.
Indeed, yeah. I loved the songs. I liked the kind of thought of a breath of fresh air. I loved the harmonies and everything else about Alan Hall. I thought was a great songwriter. So I picked up the phone and I got through to Mike de Havilland, who was his publisher, and I said, I'm in London. I've got a band called String and Thing. I've got some tapes. He said, well, we're above a dirty bookshop in Brewer Street. Would you like to come around? So I went round and I haven't listened to Easy to Be Free and Let Me Down, I think, a couple of others. He said, can you read a tape? I said, no, I'm sorry, I can't read a tape. I mean, Straub's manager this evening, because that kind of reverse stuff. I didn't realise it because we're here down here, so it's just like the zeitgeist in that. So, of course, about 3 or 4 days later, when I get back to Glasgow, I got this phone call from Mike Hammond saying, what the hell's the tape? Straub wants to hear the tape. Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't sent the tape. Yeah, okay, yeah. So, and I think
so they were biting at the leash.
But, well, to a certain extent, yeah. I mean, of course, he really sold us to Stratton. Stratton came to Glasgow, as Grahame said, to the a place called the Boyne South, which is kind of famous. And John Mannion was still with us at that time. So we actually were a 5-piece. Colin Wilson was the bass player. And Colin had been a guitarist, so his bass style was a bit unusual, and he was able to fill up a lot of gaps because we had no drummer. And Pauline obviously was playing tambourine. And yeah, I think that what you saw was so different from anything else. I think Strat had an eye for something different.
Well, I mean, the noticeable thing about the first album was it was so well recorded. Now, a lot of bands used to go and do their debut album in the studio, and they'd struggle with that environment, but you didn't.
No, the producer was Shel Talmy, and I think he did a good job putting us at ease. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's good. We're very good with Shel Talmy.
Yeah. But I think that's his experience coming through, probably.
He had everything set up for us from the beginning, and there was a large room. IBC was the important place right next to the Chinese embassy. We used to get the kind of Morse code coming through every now and again from the Chinese embassy. Do you remember that on the desk?
Yeah.
But it was a big studio, but they put bathrooms around, not like Abbey Room, it was a kind of large studio, and he just set up so we had a great sound on the cans, and that's half the battle. And we played it. We basically did what we were doing live. And then he said, "Do you get any other songs that had things like Easy to Be Free," which we did in acoustic. And we did the whole album in, I think, in 2 weeks, and we were gigging in the evenings. We were just coming in from.
A lot of bands did that, of course, back then.
Actually, I think the cover cost more than the album.